What are the words that you're speaking to yourself today? Hey, I'm Adrian. I'm the lead pastor at Church of the Nazarene. And this past week, we read some challenging words about our words in James chapter 3. Consider just this one verse in James 3. It says this in verse 6. The tongue is also a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. Can we just collectively say together, ouch? Not just ouch, like thinking of my tongue set on fire. I mean, ouch, like convicting, like, James, this hurts. This hurts because I have spoken toxic words before. I, in my frustration or anger or bitterness, have said some things I wish I didn't. And in that moment, I've got to be honest and admit that I don't think it's the Lord I was honoring with my words. It's as if James 3:6 is speaking to me. My tongue is set on fire by hell. And I'm just going to be honest, some of us just in conversation after this past Sunday, we just kind of talked about how we've blown it. How, especially, I mean, if you're a parent, then you know what it is to use words in a way that we're not life honoring, right? That we're not bringing blessing, but at times, hey, we've said some things we regret. We've said some words we wish you could take back. And honestly, this is an area where many of us can face a lot of guilt and shame over the ways that we've made mistakes in the past. And so for a minute, I want to just pause there and remind you today that you are not defined by the words that you've spoken in the past. Yeah, we have to acknowledge, maybe we have to be accountable for that. Maybe we need to apologize and be reconciled with those that we've created some damage in those relationships. But don't allow the pain of your past, don't allow the broken, empty words. That's what Jesus said in Matthew, our empty words. Don't allow the empty words of the past to define your present and future. And that's why I asked the question that I asked today. What are the words you're speaking to yourself? Because maybe those are the most important words that we begin with today. Before we can speak blessing into others' lives, we've got to start by examining what are the words we're speaking to ourselves. Because if we read James 3 and all that we're saying to ourselves is what a failure we've been, and all the ways that we've let ourselves and others down, and all the times that we've blown it and spoken terrible, empty words over others, if that's all that we're saying to ourselves, then how can we get a glimpse of God's redemptive vision for our lives? How can we get a glimpse of the way that He wants to now turn and allow us to use our words to speak blessing? The challenge in these days, the challenge for us as a church family is to speak blessing, speak life-giving words every opportunity we get. That's right. Right now, in this moment, every opportunity you get to speak life-giving words. And maybe that begins by speaking some life-giving words to yourself, preaching to yourself, reminding yourself that His grace is sufficient, reminding yourself that, yeah, you've made some mistakes in the past, but God wants to use you today, moving forward. Parents, listen, man, I've been there. I've made the mistakes. I've said those things I wish I didn't, but there's grace and there's forgiveness and there's pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and remembering that today I can make the decision, I can make the choice to speak life-giving words over those around me. So today, would you join me in the challenge? Let's speak life-giving words every chance that we get.